Howdy there, folks, and welcome to Planet Coaster. I'm sorry there's been a while between now and the last one. Been a lot of stuff happening around, so I just apologize for the delay. However, we're back now, and we're going to be working on another ride. This one is going to be pretty sweet. There will still be a lot of work to do on it when we're finished today, but mainly with the area around the ride, because this is sort of a adventure ride, right? Just to start off, I want to say that I would have preferred it to be a like rowboat kind of boat for it, but couldn't find any, so we're going with the adventure boats. Not so sure about these. This whole episode basically is a lot of trial and error on my part. Not sure if you guys want to see stuff like that, or if you guys just want to see me, or if I should cut that video out. If I should, leave that in the comment section, and I will do my very best to consider that for the future. I figured, you know, it's part of the scheme, you know. The thought about, or the thinking with these here is to create sort of like a ambient smoke or ambient fog kind of thing that you would go through, but not really sure if I would say that I nailed that. Probably say that I didn't, if I'm being honest. Yeah, we're this little island here is gonna be sort of like a pressure island, I suppose. With, of course, the boat going around. There's going to be action happening from several directions, both left and right, so to speak. I also want to let you guys know that in 2 episodes time, there's going to be a fun little what do you call it? A fun surprise, fun little change of pace, so to speak. You should definitely stay tuned for that. I feel like most of the chests in this game, apart from the golden ones, are super large. And that's fine in a way, but then again, the most treasure chests in most videos at least wasn't made of gold, so it would have been cool to have some non-gold smaller treasure chests as well, in my opinion, humble opinion. Now obviously this is going to be it's going to take up a fair amount of space, and hence we'll also need to work a little on how and where to scenerize the whole area. I wanted to sort of keep what's happening beyond a little hidden away behind the terrain and the boat there, or the shipwreck. I also wanted to try to make my own little, I suppose, my own little boat, my own little ship, pirate ship, which is what this is the start of, basically. However, I'm not sure I'd say it worked. This will be a work in progress for the future, I think. Whether it goes one way or the other, we'll see. Maybe we won't ever put it in. Maybe we will at some point. Kind of hard to tell at the moment. Not yet decided. if you guys want me to keep on working on this, try to make it look good and decent in the end, don't hesitate to let me know. If you do, then shout it out, top of your lungs, and this whole area is gonna have a couple more rides. Like the pirate theme area is gonna have a couple more rides before making it into a or starting with the next area, I should say. Once we start with the next area, we might go back to the pirate area as well, but we'll see about that. Things are yet to be decided, basically. And if you want some more pirate themes, if you want some more of this or that, don't hesitate to say so, because this is meant to sort of kind of be sort of a come with your suggestions, and I'm more than willing to listen to your thoughts and comments, suggestions. I do find out when I'm building this boat that when we get further up to about where we are now, the thin planks don't really do it. They're kind of too, I want to say, too long for connecting up in the bow. The bow is the front, right? But we'll see. If this works out great, then it doesn't take that long to restart the whole boat and just go from the beginning again. But I feel like maybe shouldn't speak in about the future necessarily, but I feel like the ship itself feels a little artificial when it's done. But that might just be me, though. I feel like there is something that makes it look less proper. And I struggle with putting my finger on what exactly that would be. But I suppose it looks a little too square, maybe. And maybe if I were to not make the whole top plank there straight, and rather have it sort of like a what will you call it? A curved section, like we're trying to do with the planks here. They would be somewhat curved, right? Inwards, in order to connect up in the bottom there. Obviously, again, the plank's too long, so yeah. But we'll leave this be for now, and in a second, anyways. And eventually come back to it if we decide to use this in the park. Now I do hope that the park itself is starting to become somewhat large, and not in this episode, because I've got the footage for both this episode and episode 8 down. And I noticed in episode 8 that I was struggling with FPS on my computer, which is a bit weird, because I've like loaded in lots and lots bigger parks than this, and that works just fine. So maybe it was just a bad computer day, so to speak. Not like I struggle with mirroring this on the other side. As you're about to see, I can't copy it, and when I try to do it manually, it just doesn't really become the same. You know what I mean? I feel like it's longer on one side and than it is on the other. And it's more of a on the right side there, or on the left side, I feel like it looks good, like the first side we started with. But on the other side, it's sort of like wobbly and not straight. That irritates me a little, I suppose. And I want to have, I do realize that these are different types of planks that I'm using for the top section and the lower section there. And that's sort of part of the plan. I figured, you know, the lower section would be more exposed to the seawater, hence would also be more worn out. As these planks, at least to me, look more worn out than the top ones. So that's, by all means, don't worry. That's part of the plan, part of the master plan scheme of things. So, you know, don't be shy though to let me know that was not a great idea. Completely okay with getting not positive feedback as well. I've been very lucky in that department so far. Most of the feedback I've gotten has been woo, cool. And now we just skipped away from the boat. I put it on ice for now. Maybe it will do well for the future, but right now, not gonna worry too much about it because I end up going to the Steam workshop and picking up a couple of ships from there, and trying to move this in order to make sort of like a tower on the edge there, but So we'll be working on a promenade sort of thing here instead on the edge here. Not a big one, just a little one, smaller one. You know, where we'll have a couple of stands maybe that sell some pirate goods, and obviously also the entrance and exit for the ride itself. And I do struggle a lot with the pathing, and I think most of that is on camera, which is kind of you know, maybe not the best selling point. And of course there are plenty of better ways to do this, I'm sure, and I would love to know them all, but unfortunately I do not at the moment. So yeah, here we are. As for the station itself, I wanted to have it sort of like a more of a adventure type of look to it. However, I do realize that as fun as that might be, I don't think you would have a adventure type building in a pirate themed area. So want to make it, you know, somewhat adventure like, but still somewhat non-adventure, you know, somewhat pirates going on an adventure. I'm not sure what that kind of scenery would look like, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Just moving the station back a little, and of course this whole thing creates another nightmare, and I end up just saying, you know what, I know what it is. It's the ambient special effects here that's struggling to allow this. We move that back a little. Move it up actually into the middle of the sky, just in order to place the ride down basically, and then not so sure about putting it back down again. Yeah, and I'm somewhat happy with how the whole queue system here turns out. Your team struggle like crazy with the pathing. I do that a lot. You'd be surprised how much I struggle with the pathing. And you know, the game is great, but the pathing tool, I feel like maybe it's just me who hasn't cracked the code yet, but I feel like might be a room for improvement on the pathing side of things. I feel. And we're back to struggling with the path. This happens way more often than I like to admit. And in the beginning of the series, I tended to place down a lot of the paths before the episode because I didn't want to show off too much of my newbiness. And of course, the struggle here is that I want people walking on or the promenade. It's over here. Would have been great to have it have the whole path under the stone breaks there. And at one point, I will fix that. I was just, I just gave up on the whole path there. For the simple reason that you know what, it's fun and all, but at some point you just gotta throw in the towel, right? And we're going for a somewhat familiar look for the pathing here with these sort of like I struggle for the words. What do you call them? I'm not really sure what you'd call them in English. But yeah, struggle a little with putting them down. Of course, the queuing here is way too small for it to have proper theming in itself, I feel. Might just be me, but that's, my opinion. A humble opinion. And it works out though. I feel like also I keep going back a little to previous like the fencing here is somewhat similar to other places or kind of similar to what it looks like over on the pirate ships, the swinging ship. But then again, I feel like it works well for this type of ride. And I think I'm not sure if we necessarily finish off the station in this episode, but we do get a fair bit of the way at least. And we're gonna of course put this, make sure that it looks like at least that it's connected to the ground by extending it downwards a little. And I'm very much open for suggestions on the station building. I think we'll build that in this episode. I got a little uncertain. I'm sorry. But yeah, very uncertain about that. If you have any thoughts on that, don't be shy. Could really use your help. basically. And there we are, and of course this per now is blocking everything, so we cut away a couple. By doubling them up, although they don't really line up that well, I feel like that really makes it look better from both sides rather than just having the one. Just trying desperately to hide the entrance exit thingies, or the gateways, I suppose, the doors. And a little bit of theming inside here. This area inside here, I feel, is pretty well put there for inside theming. And the beauty of it is that you know that no guest will ever walk there, right? There's a little bit of you know, barrels and equipment, I suppose, equipment barrels, and you know, luggage, I suppose. And then of course I wanted to have sort of like a building covering the whole station as well, but I'm not so sure about like I wanted it to be somewhat open, and that's all good in Love and War, but at the same time, not so sure about the results. And I think we might do that in the next episode. So, sorry about the spoilers. I'm not so sure about the crane either. But now it's there, so you know, leave some thoughts on that if you got any. And I think we are about to call it for today, actually, at least for the time-lapse section. So of course we have the standard after we have the standard after the time-lapse section coming up, of course. But yeah, this is the roof we go for now, and it ends up being sort of half a roof over the station. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a few seconds in I don't know, the non-time-lapse section of this video, and hopefully you all enjoyed, and yeah, see you guys there. Alright, let's have a little look at what we've done so far. As you can see, there's ship flying in the way back there. Still some more work to do on the general here, but you know, at least the general gist is starting to come down nice and easy. I did a little changes between the time-lapse and now, and as you can see, the ship here, still have this here, but the back end right over here got moved. Put down, I started, as you might remember from the time-lapse, we started working on some what could be our own ships, and I never really got to didn't really enjoy them that much. We might come back to this and redo them and properly, then change out these ships. I found these on the Steam Workshop. These are called pirate ships, and this one is called Kraken Attack. I feel like I should give some mentions on that, but I don't really remember, and I apologize for that. But yeah, as for the ride itself, a little you know, chuggity choo-choo boat going out on its rounds. Not open yet, and we still have only one boat on the route, so that's something we'll have to change. I wanted to make this look sort of like a cargo station, or like a adventurer's stop where you'd get some supplies and such.
And the thought is you start going along here, you see the pirate, what do you call it? The pirate island? And I would have preferred it if you couldn't see the Kraken necessarily back here. Before we might manage to do some funkiness there with some triggers and such. At least for the first card. And then you come along here, and of course, the scenery here is the pirate island. And as you look at that, whoa, how nice! Then all of a sudden, a crocodile attack, and come around here, and there's the kraken attack. Little pirate in the back here shooting at the kraken with a little yay bang coming up right there. Beautiful. This is, of course, sinking at the moment. These should probably have been underneath the thingy there. Anyways, and yeah, and then of course it's over here. Grand Galleon, is that a thing that I haven't? Is that like something I can Grand Galleon? Really? 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 Are you kidding me? Ah, that feels unnecessary. Oh well. And yeah, and then you come around and there's a battle as you move along in the middle of the battle. That's what's happening over here. And that's about it for now. I hope you all enjoyed the episode. If you did, please smack that like button. And if you want to leave some thoughts and some comments on the series and way forward, please don't hesitate to do so. I read them all. And hopefully you guys will stick around and we'll see each other next time. Till then, though, here we are.